What's up guys, Iceman here. So in this video I'm going to showcase some items that can be very useful early on in Diablo. This video is directed at Diablo 2 Resurrected, because these are generally the items that I strive to get. Now I intend to make an assassin for Diablo to resurrect. I'm going to make a kick sin or a trap assassin kick hybrid. So I'm primarily going to focus on lightning traps, even from the beginning, even though that's going to be quite a bitch. But here's what you do. Once you attain a few runes, you can shop the merchants for items that you can use as socketables. So first off, what I generally make first is a Tal-Eth armor, or stealth. So you can easily farm Charcy. Here's one for example. I usually leave town then come back, that's how you refresh their items, until I can find a studded leather armor. Because I just like how the studded leather armor looks on the character. And it has a relatively low strength requirement, with relatively high defense compared to what you can shop for in Act 1. But in this case, I'll settle for a hard leather armor. So there's a two-socketed one right there. So if you found a Tal and an Eth rune, you can make stealth. Now, it really doesn't matter what character you're playing as, because stealth, I think, is pretty much beneficial across the board, even if you're not a caster. For one, you're going to run fast as fuck. Now, these stats are altered because this is a modded version of Diablo 2. So stealth in this modded version has actually been nerfed. And I believe it always gives you a 20% faster run walk. And the cast rate is even, maybe it's similar to this, I can't quite recall. But stealth armor, you gotta make a stealth no matter who you are, because the stats are just very nice, and the faster you're running, the easier you're going to get around. So there are a few other items that you want to shop for, like a socketed helmet, two-socketed helmet. This hasn't been altered in this mod. So basically, once you find an Ort rune and a Sol rune, you often want to make lore, because it's going to give 1 to all skills, and 30 light res, and 2 mana after each kill, which really adds up. Now, Nadir is a helm as well, but that helm kind of sucks. I think in general, I prefer just a basic two-socketed helm with 2 Tur runes in it over Nadir. So let's make the Ort Sol helm. For most characters, I like this helm, especially if you're Javazan, for example, or a sorceress, because you're going to take advantage of the mana per kill. Now, I think in D2R, this helm's actually going to offer 2 mana after each kill, and the other stats are going to remain the same. So it's very useful across the board. Yeah, you're going to want this helm. So these are just easily attainable runes, and as I'm showcasing here, you can just shop these items from the merchants. Now, you're not going to get super high defense on them, but generally, especially early on, defense just isn't that much of a priority. So you don't really, I mean, it does help, but it's not much of a priority. And you're going to replace these armors quite soon, so it doesn't really matter. You know, these runes are cheap, so it doesn't really matter. You just need the stats on them to get you through for a minute. Now, here is one of my favorite items, all right? Now, what I like to do for this one is go to Act 2. Now, you're going to have to go to Act 2 for a few other items as well to gamble. Like the staff, for example, you're probably going to want to shop it in Act 2. But here we go. So what you do is you go to Farah.
I know much. How may I help you?
Oh shit, actually I think you go to the other guy. You go to Drognan? Yeah, you go to Drognan, and he sells shields and staffs, alright? Namely, he sells the bone shields and spike shields. Fuck. You kidding me? The fuck are the shields? Alright, I don't see him. So who the hell sells the shields? I thought it was him. You've gotta be kidding me. Alright, I'm going to leave and come back. What the fuck? This guy's supposed to sell them. I'm pretty damn sure of it, so I might have to make a new game.
Good day.
This is bullshit. Let's see if he has this. Doesn't even have any staffs. Holy shit. Alright, I'm gonna leave the game and come back. Or I'm gonna make a new game, actually. Alright, so I made a new game and I came back, and I think the problem is that my character here is only level 1. So I'm gonna come back with a higher level character. And let's see if that fixes the problem here. So I'll be right back with a higher level. So here's my sorceress, and she's quite high. You shouldn't have to be this high at all. I mean, I recall doing this at level 12, being able to farm items like this. So yeah, you go to this guy, you go to Drogden, and you can farm socketables. See, now here's one that has 1 socket. Oh! Here's one that has 2 sockets. So I'll gamble that one, or purchase that one. And I'll also buy a staff with 2 sockets. Sometimes you gotta shop around. Now, depending on how much time you're willing to expend doing this endeavor, you could potentially get a staff that has other mods on it as well, that are desirable mods, and 2 sockets. Now, those are going to cost more than the plain ones, so you might not be able to afford it early on. But I often just buy the basic one. But I usually spend about maybe 10 minutes farming around, just seeing if there's one with 2 sockets that also has like 1 to fireball or 2 to fireball. Because the staff I'm about to make is fire build oriented. Now, the skills on it are only going to be applicable for the sorceress. So they're of course a fire droid character and a fire assassin character and so forth. In which case you still take advantage of the fire skills that are on the leaf staff. So keep that in mind. In which case, however, if you are making a druid or an assassin, then of course the sorcerer skills on the staff are going to have no effect on you. So don't worry about that. And I'll be right back with my other character and I'll make these 2 rune words. So here's my barbarian. Oh. Oh shit. Alright, the staff poofed. Fuck. The staff is gone because I have a loop filter, which, as far as I know so far, aren't available in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Hopefully they will be, but they're not available right now. So I'll make what is my favorite early game shield. It's called Rhyme. Reason I like it, for a few notable mods. So you need a shell and an Ethri. Now shell's going to be somewhat difficult to attain compared to the other ones that I've showed so far. Now, Rhyme is good all around. Block rate, increased chance of blocking, regen mana. So I would say 3 major points about the shield are the all res. For one, you get all res 25, so very high to all resistances early on. Perhaps even just as important, the cannot be frozen mod. So getting frozen by enemies, taking cold damage is going to slow your attack speed. I don't believe it slows your cast speed in D2R. It does in modded versions of Diablo 2 and Project Diablo 2 anyway. But still, it's just, even with a caster, especially early on, you're not constantly teleporting with a sorceress. You know, by the time you're, once you're level 18 to 30, you're running a lot as well, unless if you're just chugging a ton of mana. So, of course, being frozen is going to slow your running. It's just, I like having this mod no matter who I am. I like having cannot be frozen. And then you also have Magic Find. So increase your chances of getting magic items, which in turn increases your chances of getting set, rare, and unique items. So yeah, a very nice shield. And so keep an eye out for that shit. Very nice. So I'm going to have to get a staff again and somehow give it to this character. In fact, I'll just throw those runes on the ground and I'll join up with my sorceress. So I'll be right back with that weapon. Alright, so here I am, Ral, and then just a plain two-socketed staff. Just very beneficial for fire characters. As you can see here, 3 to fire skills. Some cast rate, some mana per kill, some cold res. But yeah, just the 3 to fire skills is very important. Like, for example, a more efficient way for me to level as the assassin that I intend to make would probably be going Wake of Fire until level 35 or 40, and then respec to lightning. But I just don't like wasting respecs at all. Even though you can collect tokens later on, it's just a pain in the ass, and I just like reducing the times in which I use my respecs. So I like to start off generally as the build that I intend to be later on in the game. And it's kind of a challenge as well, even though, like I said, it's not nearly as optimal. But in many cases, for those who play, they do go the more optimal route, and they do just use a respec early on. And the Wake of Fire Assassin can be very effective for leveling through normal and some of Nightmare. So if you're a Wake of Fire Assassin, you could make Leaf. Or if you're probably a lesser played Fire Druid, you could also make Leaf. But primarily for Fire Sorceress, you're casting Fireball all over the place and you're running through normal and Nightmare with relatively few problems. This is a good staff to go with. So Leaf is a hog of a staff. So the last item that is pretty cheap, easy to attain, is Smoke. All right, Smoke is it's a great way to get a ton of res on your character, and it has faster hit recovery as well. Now the modded version is going to be kind of shitty, but I'll show you it anyway. I think the only difference is you're going to always get 50 res all on D2R, whereas this modded version gives you a range, and 50 is the max. But the good thing about Smoke is after you make it, and after you, say, grow out of it, you can put it on your mercenary. Because in Hell mode, your mercenary is going to have his resistances pierced even more than he did in Nightmare. So, oh hell yeah, this is a 46 res one, so quite nice. But yeah, you'll always get 50 res all in D2R, from the start anyway. And 20 hit recovery. Then just a few other mods, some defense versus missiles. But yeah, like I said, you can pop this on your mercenary later on, and this armor will last you a while. So you might want to wait, because it's going to be a while till you find a Lum rune. It's a level 37, so I generally just make it into the highest defense armor I can find that has 2 sockets, that doesn't require too much strength. So try to go that route. Most desirable, I think, is like a Dusk Shroud, or something like that, or Rimhide, or the studded leather variant. Shit, I can't remember what that one's called, but yeah, the studded leather, it used to be my favorite from my Amazon to make Fortitude on and other armors on. But yeah, make a Smoke, very useful armor. So there you have it, just some cheap, easily attainable rune words. Like I said, some of these are nerfed, because this is the mod. So what you're seeing here, it's going to be this, or even better, in D2R, for the initial release anyway. Now, of course, Blizzard has made announcements that they might consider changes in the future. Many have speculated that they might try a classic ladder to run simultaneously with an evolving ladder, which I kind of favor that, because then they could you could always go back to the classic ladder if you wanted to. But you could also play a more updated version of D2, more balances and things like that. But these are just the rune words that you kind of want to go for first off when D2R is released. Just very nice, easy to make. A lot of builds and characters can use all these. The staff is probably the most niche out of all these. Otherwise, you know, no matter what character you are, you could probably find benefit in these items. So if you guys will like the damn video, let me know what you intend to do early on for D2R. What items do you think you're going to strive to make, or even find for that matter? And what build are you going to be for the start? Like I said, I'm going to try a Trap Assassin with a slight kick hybrid variant to her. So I just think that'll be a good time. Now it's not going to be the most optimal for speed running and just finding shit as fast as possible. But I just like the gameplay, and I think it'll be fun. And they're not slow, you know, by any means. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys intend to run? And if you will, like the damn video, hit the thumbs up button. Become a patron if you want. You can also buy Iceman a coffee. Links in the description below. More videos to come. Peace be with you.